You are listening to the Hoop Hat Podcast. If you want to take a look inside the brains of a professional basketball player, this podcast is for you. What is going on, my hoop heads? Welcome back to the Hoop Hat Podcast. This is episode 2, where I'm going to be talking about the SEAgames and my thoughts on those. So, first of all, I want to shout out the women's 3-on-3 team for winning a gold medal. Congratulations to Kaylin Chung, Huỳnh Thị Ngoan, and Nguyễn Thị Tiểu Duy. This is the first ever gold medal in SEAgames Vietnam history. So huge accomplishment. They made history. They beat the Philippines in the final. Very well deserved. I think just looking at if you only look at one game, you can see that the twins are the two most skilled players in the tournament, and their game just fits 3-on-3 really well. They can shoot, they can attack closeout really well, they can go left, they can go right, crafty around the rim. Just fit 3-on-3 really well. And in 3-on-3, your team is basically only as strong as your weakest link. And I don't think Vietnam had any, because Chị Ngoan and Duy, they both made timely shots, big contributions, played with the heart of a champion, and that's what they are right now. They're champions, gold medalists. So the twins are returning to Gonzaga college basketball, and I'm really excited, not just for this season, but after this season, when they probably gonna make a decision to either go pro or do something else. So I would love to see them go pro, if that's the WNBA, Europe, or wherever, Asia. I think it would be really cool for the basketball community here in Vietnam just to follow, not just Johnny Juzang and Jalen Williams in the NBA, but the Chung twins in wherever they end up. I think the twins already did so much for Vietnam basketball. They're extremely popular here, and now that in the VBA there's a lot of role models for young boys out there, but now also for the last year and a little bit more, that the Chung twins are in the scene here. I think they're the best role models for little girls out there to just pick up a basketball and start playing. I think a lot of people can resonate to them. I think it's just great for the sport of basketball, great for young girls out here. And hopefully a lot of these girls we will see in SEAgames down the road, being professional athletes themselves. Because I really believe that being an athlete does not depend on your gender. It doesn't even depend on the level that you play at. It's a mindset. And what I mean by that is that if you believe in your own head that you're an athlete, then you're an athlete. If you could strive for continuous growth, physically, mentally, that is by my definition an athlete. And I think the Chung twins are gonna make a lot of girls feel like they have the capability to be an athlete, and I'm just very happy to see that. Congratulations once again to the 3-on-3 team. Unfortunately, the 5-on-5 women's team ended up placing 4th, so just out of reach of a medal. They lost a few tough games by only a couple of points, and in such a short tournament, a couple of shots, a couple of plays can really be the difference between maybe getting a silver medal or not getting a medal at all, which was the case for the 5-on-5 women's team. Kind of the same for the 3-on-3 men's team. I thought they played pretty convincingly in the first day of the 3-on-3 tournament. And even the game against Cambodia, the semifinals, they were up about 4 points with only a few minutes to go, like 3 minutes. So most games that will be enough to get a victory, but it just happened to be that Cambodia got hot at for them the right time, and ended up winning by like 1 or 2 points. They also won the gold medal, by the way. The Cambodians did. And Vietnam failed to win their game for the bronze medal. So after 2 years in a row, getting a medal in 3-on-3 men's, no medal this year. Yeah, a little bit of bad luck. Other teams were maybe a little bit better. But yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully next few games they will be able to get another medal. As far as the 5-on-5 men's team, they had a rough SEAgames, in my opinion. I think they had less talent than last year in Hanoi. And I think other teams got some more talent. Cambodia, for example, who got the silver medal. A little bit more on that later. But yeah, I think what you see from the SEAgames is that it just takes a long time to build a good team, and the inconsistency is not helping right now. So yeah, I hope this will be a lesson. Hopefully the national team here in Vietnam can get together a little bit more. I think them playing the FIBA qualifiers was a step in the right direction. But yeah, you definitely need more than a 1 month training camp to build a well-oiled machine. I think that it was in the cards for the 5-on-5 men's team to really perform well this SEAgames, even though they put up a fight against Indonesia. But yeah, hopefully they can learn something from this and be better in 2025, which is the next SEAgames. All right, so what is next for the SEAgames? I want to dive into this a little bit deeper because there has been a lot of talk about, especially the Cambodian team, who gave passports to about 5 or 6 players without any Cambodian heritage or Cambodian blood. So they're pretty much naturalized players or imports, if you will, representing Cambodia in this case. And I think this all started a while ago when teams started bringing in heritage players. Yeah, I think the influx of heritage players, it definitely helped the short-term competitiveness of whichever country it was. But yeah, the Cambodians now took it one step further, giving or playing a team with no Cambodian blood whatsoever. Or not a whole team, but a lot of them. And yeah, I want to dive into this a little bit deeper because with all the talk, well, a lot of people complaining too, like, where do you draw the line? When can you represent a country? When can you not? And first of all, I want to say this is not a knock on Cambodia because the rules are the rules. They play by the rules, and they won a gold medal in 3-on-3 and a silver medal in 5-on-5. They played fair and square. If you want to complain about it, then you should have done that before they made the rules. I'm also in favor of not changing the rules every SEAgames because I think right now it depends on the host. I think it's too much inconsistency. Just stick with one rules. In my opinion, they should follow the FIBA rules, maybe even get FIBA certified. But anyway, so I want to make a little comparison to football. And let's take the Netherlands, for example, yeah? When the Netherlands plays in the World Cup or the European Cup or whatever, it's not just tall, blonde, blue-eyed, tall guys out there running on the pitch. There's black players from the Dutch Caribbean. There's second generation immigrants from Morocco or Northern Africa. So my point is, if more people start moving around and immigrating and migrating and refugees and whatnot, it's gonna be really hard in the future to draw those lines. Is maybe your great 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 grandmother came from a place, and now all of a sudden you can represent that country. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. A lot of people migrating, not being born in the country where their parents are from. Yeah, if it's already hard now, imagine in 50 years. So first in global football, and now also in Southeast Asian basketball. But in my opinion, the Cambodians took it one step too far by giving passports to players with no relationship to the country. Because in my opinion, it's the Southeast Asian Games are a competition between the Southeast Asian countries of who can develop their talent the best in a bunch of different sports, in this case basketball, right? And what is it gonna do for the Cambodian boy that they won a gold and a silver medal right now with a bunch of, let's call them imports, right? Well, first the pros, because there are advantages. I think the crowd, whenever Cambodia played, was electric. There was a lot of people in there cheering for Cambodia. And I think with the buzz right now, a lot of Cambodian kids are going to start playing basketball. Maybe they've seen it on TV. Maybe they went to the court, whatever it is. So does it help the community? Yeah, it does. I think so. But now, how do you develop that boy that picks up a basketball in 2023 in Cambodia? How do you develop him into a player that can help your country win another medal in the SEAgames in 2045 or something, you know? And yeah, that's up to the federation, the local leagues, and whatever. But the players that played in the SEAGame this year that did not have any blood, and they go on about their own life again, maybe they come back and play more, they're not really involved in that anymore. I would even say if they keep playing and in 2045 there's all imports playing in the SEAGames, that little boy is never going to get a chance. And in my opinion, that's not right. So I hope that the SEAGames, next SEAGames 2025, I hope we're going to see a lot of countries go the opposite way instead of following in the footsteps of getting imports. Yeah, I think that's just, in my opinion, it's a step in the wrong direction. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. 2025 is a long time from now. It's still 2 more years, and a lot can happen. So we will see if they will change the rules because of this, if more countries will follow in their footsteps. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on the SEAGames, on the eligibility rules. I obviously don't have all the answers, but yeah, that's just my initial opinion. And I hope the people in charge will consider all aspects of this, so that we keep the integrity of the sport and that we can have a great competition in 2025. All right, with all that being said, I'm not trying to attack anybody, but I do have a strong opinion on the matter. But yeah, that wraps up episode 2 of the Hoophead podcast. I hope you enjoy it. With the SEAGames being over right now, we're going to shift our full focus on the VBA, which is going to start in June. We're practicing for it right now. Actually, I had practice just now. Came back from it, kind of tired. So let's wrap this up. If you like the content, please subscribe to our YouTube. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and now we're also on Spotify. Thank you guys for listening and watching, and I'm out.